Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to be making beef flautas and salsa. I'm going to serve this dredged in a delicious salsa with cotija cheese. You can top it how you like it, but these are perfect to make for dinner or freeze them and save them for later. I'm going to show you how I meal prep these as well. I'm going to add my 3.5 pound beef chuck roast into my Instant Pot. Now I'm going to add 1 package of onion soup mix, 1 bay leaf, 3 cloves of garlic, some cracked black pepper. You can season your beef chuck roast with what you like or how you like. I'm also going to add some dried Mexican oregano, maybe a teaspoon or so. I just added 2 cups of beef broth. You could also use water and just add extra seasonings. Make sure it's on sealing. I'm going to do about 25 minutes or so per pound, between 25 and 30 minutes per pound. So I'm going to let that cook for an hour and 25 minutes. And then I'm going to do somewhat of a natural pressure release, and that'll be done. Okay, so I let this do a natural release. It's been sitting here for 48 minutes. I've actually been making some fresh homemade corn tortillas over there because I ran out of my store-bought. Take a look at that. It rendered a lot of beef. So I'm going to remove this. It's totally falling apart. And I'm just going to chop it up for taquitos today, or flautas, or your rolled tacos, whatever you call it. So I've removed my meat. I have it in my bowl. And I'm not going to chop it. I'm going to let it set for about 15 minutes. But I want to show you, this is how much I ended up with. So it's about a little over 2 pounds of meat. So that definitely works. This will work fine for my rolled tacos today. And I also want to mention, you definitely can make this in a crock pot if you've got the time. On low, you can cook this up to 12 hours in your crock pot, season it how you like. On high, 6 to 8 hours. I actually like to use my crock pot, but today I have a lot of things to do, so the Instant Pot came in handy. So today I had to make some homemade corn tortillas, but you definitely can use store-bought, but I made a whole bunch, and if you want the recipe for these, I will link it in the description below or somewhere in this video, but I do have a soft corn tortilla recipe that you can make, and I actually tripled the recipe that I normally would do, so if you're going to make a whole bunch, you'll have to triple or quadruple the recipe that I have on YouTube. But anyways, I'm going to put these in a glass bowl and cover it with cling wrap to keep them warm, soft, and pliable to roll out my rolled tacos today. Okay, I'm going to start putting my rolled tacos / flautas together, and here I have my homemade corn tortillas that I kept warm, and if you need to microwave them, you can when they're fresh like this, but if you have store-bought, you'll just need to brush a little bit of oil on each one. You can pop it into the microwave just to make it soft and pliable to roll. So I've had these sitting for quite some time. I hope it still works. It'll be fine. It should be fine. So take your corn tortilla, and you're just going to take a little bit of your beef filling, just depending, how much you want in your rolled taco or your flautas. And then you're just going to roll, kind of pull back on it a little bit to keep it a tight roll. Yeah, that's my cats. They know I'm making food. And then you just roll it out like that. And then here I have a cornstarch paste. About 3 tablespoons of cornstarch to 2 tablespoons of water, give or take. And then that's going to help keep it together rolled. Just like that. And you'll want to place it on a baking sheet with the seam side down. I'm going to continue this until they're all rolled out, or until I run out of meat or tortillas. And feel free to sing while you do this. Singing and cooking is one of my favorite things to do. Now, whether I can sing, that's up for debate. But I do enjoy doing that. Okay, so I've rolled them all out, and I have, let's see, 6, 8, 8. So that would be right around 28. I probably, with the 2 pounds of meat, I had some meat left over. I could have probably had maybe somewhere between 35 to 40. But I went ahead and just stopped because I ran out of corn tortillas. I am going to freeze these. I'm going to put these in the freezer for about 2 to 3 hours, and once they are completely frozen, I'm going to store them individually or just put them together in a Ziploc baggie. And once they freeze, they store better, because if I were to just toss them in a Ziploc bag and freeze them all together, it'll form a big block and you can't take them apart. So you have to freeze them individually like this and then store them in a bag. So these are going into the freezer for about 3 hours. I'm going to be making salsa, and I have 2 jalapenos, 2 cloves of garlic, and 3 medium to small Roma tomatoes. I'm also going to add 1 cup of water and a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half of chicken bouillon powder, and I'm going to blend. I'm going to let my salsa cook and simmer for about 5 minutes, just on a medium-low heat. I want this to simmer and cook. And if it needs any salt or seasoning, I'll add after it simmers. Okay, so you can see here, this one kind of cracked open. It happens. But they are frozen, so now what I'm going to do is store them in a Ziploc bag. And this is meal prepped beef rolled tacos, flautas, or taquitos, however you call them. Okay, it's loud in here, but here are my prepped flautas for the freezer. And I can have these later in the week. We can do individual portions. Just take them out of the freezer. All good. I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.